Yeah, let's get started. I think we have someone from every team or mostly. Gateway?
Yeah, let me start. Basically, I want to summarize an issue that we had on Friday, Monday. The issue was in Gnosis Pay transactions being rejected due to isGet transaction count returning different values. We thought that the issue was in our stack first and spent some time testing. However, the issue was in Erigon client returning different data for transaction count pending than Nethermind. And as a result, basically, we just isolated Nethermind into separate pool, and direct access was given to it. I've been asked to speak and actually discuss this issue here. From my point of view, I'm not sure if that's the way how that we should expect, like, 1 second. I'm not sure we should expect this transaction count for pending transaction to be the same across clients, but if we do, then we probably have a bug.
Yeah, so the thing is that the it gets a transaction count on an address with while specifying that it's the depending transactions are returning different results on Nethermind and Erigon. But to me, that doesn't sound like a bug. I don't see why that would be. I mean, why it would have to be the same value. But if anyone from Erigon or Nethermind can comment on that.
Well, I definitely can say that it was an issue for Gnosis Pay, and the way it was fixed is just by isolating Nethermind, which was highlighted as correct
what I'm going
value.
to say is that to me that sounds like a flaw on the app side, so on Pay. I don't see a reason why this value needs to be the same for all clients or even all nodes on one network. So
okay, yeah. we can continue them in corridor call.
Yeah, the problem is that get transaction count returns different results for pending transactions on Erigon and Nethermind, but probably that's also the case
right. So it might be the different value, right? Because it might be even different value between the same Erigon nodes, the same client, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's just that makes sense. Like if the nodes don't have the same view of the mempool or whatever, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I wrote in.
I know, but I'm just anyways, all good on your side.
Okay, cool. Then anyway, we are experiencing issues with clients, and most of the time, whenever something being reported to Gateway, the issue is being on the client side. As a result, starting early this summer, we are going to provide an option to remove and not use some client by header from the pool. So basically right now pool is 3 clients, Geth, Erigon, and Nethermind, and by providing a header, you could use only 2 type of, or 1 type of clients.
Yeah, but can we be like a little bit more precise? What are the issues? Because it would be hard for us to resolve.
Well, all the issues we don't have any issues with Nethermind. We reported issues that we had to Erigon, and basically this one is meant to be not an issue on client side, but an issue on the app side. So for now, we just, in case such issues appear, and we see that they appear quite constantly, we're gonna provide this option, so you can fix them ASAP instead of waiting us from isolating pools or doing whatever. I think it will improve reliability.
That sounds perfect. Do you have an ETA for this? You said in summer?
Early summer. I think June should be ready. We just need to make sure that it works with sticky sessions, which could be a bit tricky.
Yeah, perfect. Sebastian?
Yeah, that leads me to the topic basically of visibility. I know that for all clients team here on the call, feedback is important on any issues, but also for us as Gnosis, as for example, Gnosis Pay, visibility on open issues is really important because we're not always on top of things, right? And I'm wondering what is currently the best way for me, maybe as somebody working on Gnosis Pay, to say, okay, there's currently a pending issue on Nethermind. It's being worked on, but maybe for the next, I don't know, 2 days, rather not use Nethermind, but use, I don't know, Erigon, right? What is the best way to facilitate that visibility?
We have Gateway Gnosis Chain Telegram chat as well as a Slack group, and yeah, I think we may work on some. I don't know. It's a good question because we can integrate like the common linear dashboard, but we still need somehow to link issues for clients that are mostly being reported on GitHub. So maybe like a shared GitHub project board somewhere could be a good solution.
Just for stuff that got already triaged, right? So like I would say just stuff that has been triaged already, and you guys say, okay, we know this is an issue for Erigon or for Nethermind or for whoever, and then Gnosis Pay could see, okay, this is there. Yeah, I think that would be really helpful.
We could keep track on it here on this call, actually, this report that we have.
And just comment from my side. So if you even suspect the issue in the client, not even you confirm the issue, feel free to ping us on, I don't know, Telegram channels, tag me, Łukasz, Kamil, for example. And yeah, I think we can help you. And, you know, if this will be GitHub issue and we will not know that this comes from Gnosis Pay, we might not prioritize it. So how it works on our side, we have always one person that is helping users in Discord support and in GitHub issues, but it is different person. We are kind of rotating it across the team. But if something you think that it is critical for you, or even not critical, but important for you, then just, you know, feel free to use different channels than GitHub, because it might be more productive.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I admit that also on our side, like sometimes, and even for developers, for me, then I don't have visibility, and I keep reminding them that, yeah, we need to feed back information to clients, right? Because just because if you bitch that something that you think is broken, that doesn't magically resolve the issue. Yeah.
Just wanted to quickly add something to what Marek said. Like, also, it's useful to just directly contact us if there's any chance that it could be some kind of like security or consensus issue. Like, we don't want to necessarily, you know, advertise these kind of issues until we have like a new patch release and everything's like sorted.
I mean, I think in the past we've had no issues, at least from issues I've heard about. Everyone has always been very reactive on both Erigon and the Nethermind side, so maybe it's more of a Gnosis internal communications kind of problem, to be honest.
Yeah, for us it is also something interesting, you know, how Gnosis Pay using nodes, which RPC. So even if you are just suspecting issue, it is great to be included in some conversations.
Absolutely, makes sense. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to Shaver.
On our end, we mainly worked on fixing a few issues after the last update, where we updated a few core libraries. And most issues are fixed and released, and we're communicating with keepers to update their software as well as their node. And we can then do some testing in mainnet to see if there's any improvements in the connectivity.
What were those fixes about?
So we had some issue after updating the libp2p libraries. So we had to open an issue on the DHC libp2p library. Some Go routine not being shut down properly. So we had to fix that. And we also had some keepers that were offline. So they have to update their software.
Okay. Hive tests?
Hi, no updates regarding testing from my side.
All right. Nethermind, any news?
Yeah, I think we will have bigger release and bigger in terms of the amount of changes that we merge, because we freeze release before Spectra and we only released some super important changes. So there is nothing like super concrete that I can mention, but there is a bunch of different improvements here and there, performance improvements, probably some fixes in JSON RPC. So yeah. Now we will be, once Kamil will be back next week, probably we'll start testing this more.
Awesome. Yeah, Marcos, I don't know if I saw you reacting. Did you have an update for testing?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, I was just making sure. All right. So for Erigon, there's two things we've noticed that are probably not issues. I mean, I don't think so at least, but so we are partnering with ProbeLab now to basically get information about the consensus layer and the execution layer, so like the networking part. And we are seeing a few Kaplan nodes that are still on DNAP and advertising the mainnet at extra for cache instead of the Gnosis Chain one. I'm assuming it's just nodes that weren't updated basically, and or I mean already knew about that extra, but the hard fork wasn't scheduled or something like that. But yeah, I just want to confirm if it might potentially be something bigger than that or not.
Right. Yeah, I think it's most likely that those nodes use a node Erigon version. If you could find which Erigon version they use, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I don't know if we know about anyone running those because usually validators we talk with update their nodes, but yeah. Anyways, I don't think it's a huge issue, but just a comment in case, I don't know, there was something potentially happening. And the second one is that I'm running validators now on mainnet for Ethereum, and the performance with Kaplan as a beacon chain and then an external validating client seems to be, well, not great, let's say. Missing a lot more attestations than with a normal client. I don't remember exactly what the state was of Kaplan as a validating client. Like, is it still in alpha beta or something like that, or is it supposed to be stable?
So I think functionality-wise, it's fine and stable, but we are still making some performance optimizations. So are you using the latest release of Erigon?
Yes.
Okay, so I think there were a couple of further performance optimizations that are not released yet. So hopefully it should be better. But yes, I think it's an important issue because that's one of our priorities at the moment, to optimize validator performance. And yeah, I'd like to say that so we released Erigon 3, and it is it works fine, but there are some corner cases, and we are making patch releases, but we want to further improve the stability in Erigon 3.1. So yeah, so it's a process.
Yeah, no worries. I was just making sure that there's not. I mean, yeah. I mean, just feeding back the information basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have any updates other than that?
Well, we started working on Fusaka, and also Erigon 3.1 should contain Shutter, and yeah, we intended to make it more robust in terms of snapshots, validator performance, and so on, and also get receipts and get logs, because in 3.0 we decided, the state history granularity is on the transaction level. So basically for receipts and logs, we decided to re-execute historical transactions, and most of the time it works fine, but sometimes you have a long transaction and re-executing it can be a bit slow. So in 3.1, even we will backport it to 3.0, but we want to produce new snapshots with logs and receipts for faster historical eth-get logs and eth-get receipts.
All right, that sounds very exciting. Awesome. So Geth, any updates? I don't know if you missed actually. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just a very short update. I released like an image this morning for 1.15.11. It contains a couple minor fixes, so it's not a big update. But I think it's important to just keep in line with whatever Geth is doing. So I just I expect to keep the rhythm, like follow the rhythm of mainnet Ethereum mainnet Geth. So that was part of it. And I had a question, what kind of work is involved in supporting Shutter? And I'm asking because the Shutter was mentioned today in a conversation I had about censorship resistance. And I'm just curious if, what kind of work would be necessary to make it supported in Geth as well.
I guess that's where Mark and Milan can maybe come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think the main two things are, for one, like supporting the encryption. So you have to fetch and decrypt some transactions from a special Shutter contract. And the main other side of it is just the P2P layer. So that's like communicating with the Shutter network, the keepers. So those are sort of the main two components, really.
Okay, understood. I'll contact you after that to try to dig a bit more into this, but sounds cool.
And Milan is on holiday, but he's back next week, so you can ask him next week.
Nice. Okay, thank you. That's pretty much all for me.
Perfect. Thank you. Rest.
Nothing much. We upgraded Ret upstream to 1.3.12, and there were some minor defectors. Apart from that, no other update.
All right. Pectra, I guess. There's still the testing to do, actually. I forgot about that. I need to get on this today. All right. Is there anything else we need to discuss about Pectra? I mean, as far as I can tell, everything went according to plan, but I don't know if anyone noticed some issues. I take that as a no, so all good. But yeah, I remember that the testing scripts. I don't remember who exactly wrote this, but I need to execute this today. And except for that, I guess that's it. Are there any questions or comments? All right, sounds good. Well, thanks everyone for joining, and see you next week.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
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 See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.